The scent of gardenias still clung to the air. My mother had just fluffed the train of my gown, mistaking my silence for nerves. But I wasn't nervous. I wasn't a bride. I was a storm dressed in lace. From behind the half-closed door of the groom's suite, I heard it, his voice cocky, careless. I had returned to grab my grandmother's locket. What I picked up instead was a truth I hadn't planned for. She's a temporary choice, Jason laughed, beer in hand until someone better comes along. A roar erupted from his groomsmen. But all I heard was the crack of something inside me. Not my heart. That had already begun breaking weeks ago. This was something sharper, quieter, my faith snapping at the spine. I stood still, clutching the locket, engraving the moment into memory, and smiled. He wasn't always like that. Or maybe he was, just better at pretending. We met 2 years ago in a bookstore during a blackout. He made me laugh, said something stupid about fate and faulty wiring. Over candlelit shelves, he asked for my number. I gave it to him because back then, I still believed in good timing. Jason knew how to play the long game. Attentive, affectionate, even reverent. He asked about my father, held me when I cried, memorized my coffee order. Slowly, I gave him everything. Time, trust, pieces of my future. I didn't take, he collected, and I mistook that for love. The cracks began as whispers. A missed call here, a late reply there, a lipstick stain on his collar. He swore was barbecue sauce. Half a male name in his Uber history at 2:00 a.m. That must have been a glitch. High Size stopped searching for me in a room. His voice softened for others but stiffened with me. I didn't scream. I didn't accuse. I documented and I waited. It was the night I found his alternate Instagram account that I knew. Pseudonym private photos of him smiling, a little too closely with someone else. The caption on one post read, "Real thing, finally." I didn't confront him, not then. You only get one shot at revenge, and I wanted mine to echo. 3 weeks before the wedding, I changed the game. I met with a lawyer, one of the best. Turns out Jason had convinced me to sign over my half of the condo to simplify our finances before marriage. What he didn't know was I had a backup deed filed under my maiden name and the transfer wasn't finalized yet. Then I contacted the real thing. Her name was Belle. She thought he was single, thought I was a crazy ex until I showed her proof. Screenshots, receipts. She didn't cry. She didn't scream either. We planned a little something together. But that wasn't the real twist. See, while Jason spent his nights laying foundations for betrayal, I'd been laying groundwork for liberation. I changed my beneficiary details, pulled my investments, sold the condo from under him while he was at a bachelor party in Vegas, quietly, legally. He wouldn't find out until Monday. And then the wedding morning came. He stood at the altar, grinning like he'd won something. All white roses and empty vows. But I didn't walk down that aisle. The church doors opened. All heads turned. Murmurs rose. I stepped inside, not in my gown, but in a sleek black suit, tailored, intentional. Belle was beside me. Jason's face dropped, but Hestel smiled. Confusion laced with denial until the slideshow began. Behind him on the massive screen set up for our love story montage played a carefully curated reel. His text to her photos, voice recordings, and finally a video of him saying it. She's just temporary until someone better comes along. Gasps. His mother's hand flew to her mouth. The officiant froze, and Jason he fell to his knees, not in love, in panic. I stepped forward, calm, precise. I was temporary, I said, voice clear, sharp. But you were never even in the running. He reached out, pleading, not for love, for reputation, for damage control. But I had no sympathy left to offer, only truth. By the way, I whispered as I passed, check the deed and your accounts. You might be single, but you're also homeless. He chased me outside. Cameras followed, too late. I slid into the black car, waiting at the curb. The man in the driver's seat looked over, calm, collected. Marcus, my best friend since college, quiet, steady, always watching. He'd loved me quietly for years, never crossed a line, never made a move until I asked him to. I leaned back and for the first time in weeks breathed. I don't believe in fairy tales anymore, but I do believe in justice, in clarity. In consequence, Jason taught me what love isn't, what gaslighting looks like in a tailored suit. What betrayal sounds like when it thinks no one's listening. I don't wear white anymore, but I wear power well. And the next time I say I do, it won't be to someone who chose me temporarily. It'll be to someone who never stopped choosing me at all.